Will the 49ers trade for Sam Darnold? It seems like there's a thought process going out there like, well, rather than take a guy like Kellen Mond at 12 or Kyle Trask in the late first round, just trade a second for Sam Darnold, who was a third pick in the draft and isn't even 24 yet. What do you think of that?
I made a bold prediction yesterday, and someone asked me, "Is like, if who's going to be the starting quarterback in 2021 if it's not Jimmy Garoppolo?" And I said, ultimately, it's going to be Sam Darnold. And the reason I say that is simply because of the draft capital that they would yield, right, for trading off Jimmy Garoppolo for Sam Darnold. They would get draft capital in return, obviously, but they also hold 2 first-round picks. The Saleh, Lynch, Shanahan dynamic is still there. Joe Douglas is a mover. John Lynch is a player. So you guys can see how those two can actually work out a deal. Now, obviously, it comes into play exactly what the draft capital is going to be. But ultimately, I can honestly see Sam Darnold being shipped to the San Francisco 49ers for maybe a day 2 pick, like a second-round pick. And then you roll over Jimmy Garoppolo, trade him off to the New England Patriots, and get another day 2 pick, right? And then you can start there. But you don't like it. I know you're not.
I think you're right. It could happen, man. It's bleak. I hope it doesn't for the Niners' sake, because it seems to me that it's the same thing that they did with Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, you're trading for a guy right before the end of his 4-year rookie deal.
Good point.
And he's going to be expensive the next year, and you're going to have to make a decision on what to do there based off of a season's worth of starts on your team or less.
Good point.
And then you already know that his issues are the same issues Jimmy has: turnovers, injuries. He's never made it through a full season. He turns the ball over more than Jimmy Garoppolo does. So, yeah, is he a little bit more athletic? Can he extend plays? Yeah, but what happens when he extends plays? He turns the ball over.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, if they do it, I guess I'll see where they're coming from. I just think it's a mistake, because draft a guy. Draft a quarterback. Like, stop. Like, this guy, he's not your product. He's not your project. You'll bring him in and you'll be like, oh, he's not as smart as I hoped. His decision-making isn't good. Like, yeah, I know. Like, ask Adam Gase. I don't know, man. I don't know. Could Slater play right guard and Glinchey play right tackle? Yeah, but Slater's a better right tackle than Mike McGlinchey. So why would you do that?
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. I also think Rashawn Slater can kick into guard. So again,
yeah, he could.
You can do a number of different things with Rashawn.
But to me, it's like the Niners had their best right tackle last year playing center.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Daniel Brunskill's a better right tackle than McGlinchey. McGlinchey's a better run blocker, but Brunskill's a better pass protector.
Hey,
and he does. So yeah, you could have your best. You could have Brunskill at center, Slater at right guard, and McGlinchey at right tackle because he can't play anything else. But you have 2 guys who are better than McGlinchey not playing right tackle. Right. I'm just saying. Right. Let Trent Williams walk. Sign Kyle Long. Trade Jimmy to New England and sign Alex Smith as bridge and draft Surtain with 12 and trade back into the first round for Mond. It's a whole lot of stuff, but I like the names you mentioned.
It's a whole lot.
It's a whole lot of stuff, but Trent Williams walk, good. Kyle Long, I'm indifferent. Trade Jimmy back to New England, love it. Sign Alex Smith, absolutely. Draft Surtain, why not? And trade back into the first for Mond. Yeah, I think the only thing I'd probably rather do is if Surtain's on the board and Slater's on the board, what do you do?
I take Patrick Surtain. I still take Patrick Surtain over Rashawn Slater just because on the vertical board, he's a higher rated player. Boundary quarterbacks get paid just like the offensive tackles. For the scheme, especially with DeMeco Ryans being the new defensive coordinator, he's going to need all the help and all the talent he can get on the field because, we're all going to be watching him, comparing his success to Saleh. So I would roll with defense, man. I go boundary cornerback.
Okay, fair enough. I think I would go Slater, but I got to watch more. Trubisky is the Niners' next franchise quarterback. Don't fall for the narrative. Check his resume. Opinion. No, this is. Let me sit with this for a second. Not just because he paid me $10 too, but I appreciate you, Steve. Hey, when we're talking about Darnold, we were just comparing him to Jimmy. Like, who cares? Jimmy's history, most likely. Mm-hmm. What I want to compare Darnold to is a guy like Josh Rosen. Is he really that much better than Josh Rosen? Or is he really that much better than Mitchell Trubisky? No!
I think he is. I think he's better than Mitchell Trubisky. I think Sam Darnold can be, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. I know you probably would disagree. I think he can be a Pro Bowl player. I really truly believe that. And you're probably looking at me like, what the heck am I saying?
No, I get it. I'm not writing him off because he has talent and he's been in a bad situation, a really bad situation.
I mean, he has no offensive line. He had no skill player positions. The only guy he had was Robbie Anderson for a couple years, and then he had Jamison Crowder. Those guys, I mean, who are they, right? Really? And then they had no tight ends. They had no running back help. So if you put Jimmy Garoppolo or even Deshaun Watson behind center there, how much success can you really have?
But how much better is he really than Trubisky? I mean, Trubisky didn't have I don't think so, man.
I don't like
I mean, Trubisky's more athletic. He's faster. His arm is just as strong. He's had also a bad supporting cast on offense. He had a good defense. But, I mean, his offense was terrible. It was just as bad. He had Allen Robinson. That's true. Beast. But, I mean, he had no run game, no tight end, no number 2 wide receiver, no number 3 wide receiver, the worst play caller in the league. I'm just saying, like, instead of trading a 2 for Darnold, you could just sign Trubisky. You already have Rosen. I don't see such a better player that it merits a second-round pick. I mean, I'm inviting you on my show, and I'm really asking. I'm just getting excited because I had a couple of cups of coffee this morning. But I just kidding. I get worked up about Sam Darnold. I hear what you're saying.
No, I know. No,
most people feel this way.
It's good that we're having this discussion, though, because I mean, you have a strong opinion on why you don't like Sam Darnold. I have a strong opinion why I do like Sam Darnold. Ultimately, it comes down to the critical factors for me. I just think he wasn't given this.
I agree.
Cast. Yeah, and you made great points, dude, with Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears. But, I would say they had a little bit more weapons. They had David Montgomery, if I'm not mistaken, the running back. I don't know. I think that's his name.
David Montgomery's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good.
So, I mean, it's few and far between. The common denominator that we have to realize is both offensive lines suck.
No doubt. No, I don't want to write off Darnold because that's not fair. Like, I'm optimistic about Rosen. You should be optimistic about Darnold, too. He's 23 years old. He's played for a bad team with no playmakers. Give him a chance. All I'm saying is I feel like he has the same questions Rosen has, the same questions Trubisky has.
Oh, absolutely.
They all have questions. So instead of bringing in another guy with questions for a second-round pick, just like Trubisky's available, Rosen's already on your team. I'm just saying. But if it happens – I think it could happen, and you already laid it out. But I'm just trying to speak it out of existence because it makes me nervous. Hold on.
We agree to disagree, which is great. Which is great.
Angelic Ambition, great name, says we need to give D'Amico Ryans the same opportunity that Saleh had to let him prosper. We have one corner on the roster right now. We need to draft cornerback.
Yeah.
Well, what they can do is take a quarterback at 12 and then trade Jimmy Garoppolo for something. A first-round pick, a second-round pick, and then package that. And there's, you know what I'm saying? If they trade Jimmy for something in this draft, first round, second round, all of a sudden they got enough picks to get the quarterback, the offensive lineman, and the corner. They need to get another pick. Trade down, trade Jimmy, trade something to get – they need another pick, right? I think they're in a spot where they need quarterback, offensive lineman, and corner, and you'd only have 2 picks in the top 100. Need one more.
Right.
Angelic Ambition, that was an angelic question.